Another governor strips people in their state of the right to keep and bear arms by utilizing the biggest threat to our constitutional right, a red flag, and we're talking about Michigan. And I'm also going to tell you a little more information. I've gotten a lot of feedback. I've received a ton of feedback in my last couple of videos about the ATF. A lot of people understand what I was getting at. Some people want to say, well, my attorney said this or this attorney said that. And I'm going to give you an update on that as well, because the real world doesn't operate the way it does in courts. That's something that people need to understand bigly for this. Before I jump into that, I want to thank the sponsor of the video, and that's Lear Capital. Inflation is killing our wallets at the pump and the grocery store. Interest rate hikes are killing our small businesses and the economy. Banks are failing. The dollar is failing. And it seems to be getting worse day by day. But the good news is that we can protect ourselves and our financial futures by holding tangible assets like gold and silver. So why wait? Do what I did and call my friends at Lear Capital. They helped me purchase my gold and silver and showed me just how easy it actually is to add physical gold or silver to an IRA or a 401k. Give them a call today. It's 1-800-260-5075 or check them out at leargg.com. Links and phone number will be down in the description for you. Once again, that's leargg.com or 1-800-260-5075. All right, everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets. Whether it's litigation or legislation or anything in between related to the Second Amendment, I'll bring it to you every single day, multiple times a day. So subscribe to the channel down below if you want to remain in the know. First, we'll do the update about the ATF. I did a video yesterday. I'll link it. I'm not going to rehash the whole video, but the ATF director lied under oath in Congress, said he could just take off the brace. However, ATF's marching orders and the rule says something different. A lot of people said, well, my attorney said, or I know an attorney who said, or I watched an attorney say, or I listened to an attorney say. And what I will say is that the law enforcement officers on the street who will ultimately be the ones to enforce this, they don't operate the way attorneys do in a courtroom. Just remember that, okay? Without going into I'm not looking to insult anybody or call anybody out. I just want people to understand that law enforcement operates differently than attorneys do. So if you are operating in a perceived gray area, just know you might get pinched, which is another term for an arrest, and then maybe your attorney can get you off. But I want people to understand where I'm coming from. If you're operating off of what Dettelbach said, you're going to get arrested, probably. more likely than not. I mean, I can't say what's going to happen, but because there's enough law enforcement, especially the feds out there, that are going to enforce unconstitutional BS because they're just doing their job. Sounds familiar. All right, let's jump into Michigan. So yesterday, Gretchen Whitmer, the governor, sat before her folks in the anti-gun world, along with this fraud here, Gabby Giffords, and she signed into law a 4-bill package related to red flags. So red flags, if you don't know, is the biggest threat to our Second Amendment. It violates just about every one of our constitutionally enshrined laws. Violates your First Amendment because you can't say something because somebody will use that against you. Second Amendment because they steal your guns under the cover of night without ever being, never mind convicted of a crime. You're not even charged with a crime. They just want to take them. Your Fourth Amendment, your Fifth, Sixth, Tenth. I can keep going. But I will tell you that there is no due process in a red flag law. None, because it's ex parte, and so is Michigan's, which means people petition a court in secret. You're never notified of it. They tell the judge what they think, and they can lie, and then the judge will issue the order or not, but usually they do, and you're never told about it. You never get to defend yourself. You never get your time in court until after the fact. So delayed due process, which is a right delayed is a right denied. But it was just signed into law. Now, this package of laws doesn't take effect until next spring. But if you need to know, if you live in Michigan, take heed. Any medical professional, any family member, any guardian, any current or former dating partner. Okay, so anybody you've dated ever, and the police can petition a judge for a red flag order because they think you are at risk of using a weapon. They don't go after criminals who use weapons. They want to go after people who they think might use a weapon, and they do that under the pixie dust guise of saving lives. And we're going to stop people from committing suicide. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's be honest. So I needed folks to realize that's exactly what's going on. Now, we do have, I haven't dug deep into all the sheriffs because I've been busy, really busy this week with moving and selling the house and yeah, just been a lot going on. But I do know that Livingston County Sheriff Mark Murphy has come out and said, I am not, my county, we are not enforcing this law. To which the Attorney General in Michigan, Dana Nessel, threatened law enforcement and said that in any jurisdiction, if they're refusing to honor this law and to carry out this law, they will find someone in that jurisdiction to do it. Sounds like a threat from an attorney general. And if your local county or your local police department aren't going to enforce it, who do you think they're going to call on to do this? It's going to have to be feds, right? So keep that in mind. And also, I want you to know that this is going to be a preponderance of the evidence. This is what the judges are going to be looking for from the petitioners. And this is important. And you never hear people talk about this on any red flag bill or law that's been signed by a governor. Excuse me, frog in my throat. But there is a reason why I'm pointing out preponderance of the evidence, because the U.S. Constitution, which limits government, it doesn't limit you or I, limits government, says that in order for an officer of the law to take someone's freedom away temporarily and place them under arrest, that officer needs probable cause. A probable cause is a group of facts that need to be expressed that would make a reasonable person believe that a crime has happened, will happen, or is about to happen. And the government says you have certain rights at that point when the government is taking your freedom away, right? And that's a lower bar than preponderance of the evidence. Preponderance of the evidence it's about 50.1% in legal speak. It means that it's more likely than not that something happened, but in this case, it's something might happen. So it's about a 50.1% chance that we're guessing something would happen. The reason I'm pointing out that is because if you have certain rights here at probable cause, and now you are here with preponderance of the evidence, but you don't have any rights, they don't offer you any rights. They meet in secret and they come steal your property under the cover of night. They kick the door in under the cover of night and you get no protections. You know why? Because this is a civil issue. That's how they're going around your Second Amendment rights, your constitutional rights. It's a civil issue. We're going to take your rights. We're going to take your property. And if need be, we're going to take your body. And guys and gals, it is the single most unconstitutional thing this country operates under, other than, I think, taxes. And also, it's the biggest threat to the Second Amendment. And I've been tooting that horn for years, for a decade, trying to tell people about this. And with the stroke of a pen, Michigan became the 21st state in the union to have a red flag law. And while they're out there partying, that their governor is doing everything they can to save lives, they're stealing your rights, and the sheep are too stupid to realize it. Guys and gals, please share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, because you never know who's going to be in that scenario where they're thinking about this now. Oh, wait, we have this new thing. We can do this. And they don't actually know what it really is or what it does or what the ultimate goal is, and that's to disarm you, because all states, all territories in the U.S. have two laws on the books. One is for people who are in crisis, who are in mental crisis, need help. They can get them help immediately, with or without the approval of that person. They can be taken against their will to go see a professional. And then the domestic violence side, restraining orders are already there. And if you're about to say restraining orders is just a piece of paper, then you really don't know what's going on, because if restraining orders don't help, that means you actually need your Second Amendment. Dumbasses. All right, guys and gals, let me know what you think down below. This is big. This is really big. This is terrible. And people are eating it up saying, yay, my governor. And it's absolutely terrifying that people are eating this soup. Let me know what you guys and gals think down below. And please consider subscribing to this channel down below. Remember, anything from litigation to legislation and everything in between, I'll keep you in the loop here on Guns and Gadgets. Have a great day. Take care.